environment versus maybe just studying an object.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel about when I'm inside of installation work. It always feels, I mean, the best kind of installation work, anyways, for me, is when you feel like you've walked into some kind of like a fictional universe or something, and you're in that space, and it has an kind of and there's an entirety about it that you don't necessarily even want from a concert piece, because it's it's just a different, I mean, just a completely different medium altogether. Even if you have performance elements, which you do, which people will experience on the opening day, and a surprise guest, who he or she will remain nameless for our purposes, but so it's really exciting. I mean, what I've heard is, like the sounds, like you don't. I mean, I was not necessarily aware of, like, this one's definitely from Mongolia always, and this one's always from the UK or whatever. But I think that's one of the really lovely things, is it all kind of blends in this really beautiful way. But you're also, the thing about the space is that they're all coming from different speakers, and so they have their own identity in that way, which is really exciting.
Well, yeah, I guess that's the reason for this kind of quite complicated title.
Yeah.
Is that it's not kind of Gobi plus New York.
Yeah, right.
It's in fact, in Mongolia they have some of the regions, the IMAGs. Some of them in the south have Gobi hyphen something else as a description, almost like a county here in the US.
Huh.
So, for me, Gobi, New York is a place, but it doesn't really have a landscape. It has a sound.
Nice.
So
there's last thing about this piece is that there is a visual element, and they primarily are images from Mongolia. Is that correct? Are there any other images?
No, I thought about incorporating lots of other images, but actually for me, the ones that really capture the experience and the feeling of, if Gobi, New York does have a look, then it is the source material is from Mongolia, but it's articulated in a way that is kind of web savvy. So it functions as it's a kind of a website where the audience can navigate through the material, and it's very much the idea that the source material is from Mongolia, but it can be navigated through like people in New York.
Can you just describe the physical experience for the audience in that space, so they can they'll know what they're going to come across when they're there?
Yeah, well, so you'd walk into the club and you go downstairs into the sort of the bar area of the club, and first of all, probably the most prominent thing on the opening night will be that myself and the special guest will be there performing, and that there will be sound coming from the ceiling in 6 speakers, and that there will be 3 sub-woofers that are on the floor of the club. So I hope there's quite a clear distinction, certainly in sound, between kind of high and low, or kind of heaven and earth, if you really want to get into that. But this kind of clear separation of sounds that are coming to you kind of through your skull, and sounds that are coming to you perhaps through your feet, or through your stomach. And then visually there are 2 screens either side of the bar, which were originally in the club anyway, and they will be projecting these images from Mongolia, which, as I said, are kind of articulated using web software. So you'll actually be able to go up to the corner of the bar where there'll be a little interface there, where you can actually drag your hands across the interface and navigate through the images. So as you drag, you trigger sound, and that spins out through the 6 speakers in the ceiling. But also, if you click, you'll go to a new page, if you like you would do in a website, but that will trigger new harmony. So actually the website in its own right is a piece. You can navigate through a kind of kind of harmonic chorale, if you like,
Yeah.
which is made up of samples of Mongolian horsehead fiddles. That's another story. But,
Yeah. Okay.
But there's an opportunity basically for things to be happening all around you, but that you have the opportunity to add and navigate through that sound as well as an audience member.
Great. Well, I'd like to thank Matt Wright for coming down and talking about his piece. If you want to learn more about his other work and what he's been up to, and just see other things that he's done, there's a link to his website on the Mata website, which is matafestival.org. There's also sound examples there. And thanks, Matt.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Cheers.